What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another edition of On the Road to Victory. I'm your host, Jimmy Smith, and I hope you're all having yourselves a great hump day. But I'm back again. Sorry, a little bit late with the injury report here, a minute after 5 o'clock, but was getting together, doing a little bit of painting, as you can see got a little on the hands, getting a little rowdy today. But anyway, appreciate you taking the time, tuning in. But I have the initial injury reports for Week 18 for both the Eagles and the Giants. So I appreciate you all. Any questions, any comments that you have are more than welcome. Appreciate you hitting that like button, subscribing to the channel. Everything you do to support me. Cannot thank you enough. But got injury news on both teams. And we talked a little bit earlier, some Eagles news, some good news. So we're going to brush up on that as well. So let's just jump right into this, and we'll start off with the Philadelphia Eagles. And some good news here, ladies and gentlemen. We're all waiting for, we know, Jalen Hurts and, of course, CJ Gardner-Johnson. So we've been talking about that, this past couple of weeks, obviously, with CJ coming back, and then Jalen, obviously, when is he coming back? And, we didn't know if Gardner could get the job done. Well, he did not. And now we need Jalen Hurts to come back, prove why he is the MVP. And I think he already did when you saw what Gardner Minshew was able to do with this team, whereas Jalen Hurts wins 13 games out of 14. Anyway, let's keep it moving. We'll take a look at this Eagles injury list here. And, Lane Johnson, Avonte Maddox, we know that those guys are out right now, and they're probably going to miss, we knew the rest of the regular season. So last game of the regular season here, we'll hope that Avonte Maddox can make it back. Hopefully we win this game, get that first round bye, give him an extra week of rest. Same goes for Lane Johnson. He is putting off surgery, so he's hopeful to be ready for the playoffs, and we will definitely hope to have him. But Zach McPherson ended up on the injury report today, did not practice with an illness. But, those illnesses on Wednesday, most of the time, these guys are good to go by Sunday, so we'll hope he's ready to go. He has been a killer on special teams. You'd love to see that, so he's been really helpful there. And, he provides some depth, haven't really had to use him on defense, but if need be, he is there. Now, Josh Sweat, another injury. We're all very hopeful that he comes back from, this neck injury soon, but, you want to be careful with stuff like that. So we are all throwing all the good vibes, prayers, whatever you believe in. Hopeful that he's okay after, a lot of scary things going down lately, and especially the other day. So prayers up to Damar Hamlin out there as well. But limited you see here for the Eagles was Sean Bradley with a wrist injury, and then Jalen Hurts limited today with that right shoulder injury. But look, we knew that, it would probably some kind of limited capacity with, that injury, but this is a great sign regardless. He went through walkthroughs today. That's something we talked about in the video earlier. So, that's something he hadn't done in the past couple of weeks. And even when he came back last week in that limited capacity, he was not going through walkthroughs. So this is a great sign that he will be back for this game against the Giants. And I will keep you up to date with all of that. But then Miles Sanders limited. And most of the time, believe it or not, he is on this injury report on Wednesdays for this knee. And then tomorrow you'll see him resting. So not a big deal. He's usually limited, just trying to keep him healthy. But you see at the bottom there, this was something we talked about in the earlier videos. CJ Gardner-Johnson with his lacerated kidney and Robert Quinn there with a knee injury. Both of them had their 21-day practice windows activated. So therefore, you got 3 weeks to have these guys practicing, because when you're on IR, you can't practice. But it's a great sign when they are designated to return like this. That means we are very hopeful that they can make it back. And hopefully Sunday, if Joshua is out, you have Janarius Robinson and then maybe Robert Quinn as depth to Brandon Graham there on one side. And look, it's going to be a big blow without Josh Sweat, but next man up for this game. And on the other side, obviously, you got Hassan Reddick and both Kyron and Patrick Johnson. And, I think that we will be able to get it done. This team has been, breaking NFL records, first team in NFL history with 4 players over 10 plus sacks. So they're doing great. And we're going to try to figure it out without Sweat for now. But then CJ Gardner-Johnson, you've seen, Josiah Scott's done well. Reed Blankenship has done well. And look, there have been mistakes for sure. 3rd and 30 for Josiah Scott. Look, I know that. But I feel that these guys, they've done a good job filling in for, how great this defense has been, top 3 all year. And I think for me, if we get that pass rush, continue to do what we do, CJ Gardner-Johnson comes in and you can play him at nickel and have Reed Blankenship at safety at times. If you want to use CJ at safety at times and you want to put in Josiah Scott at nickel until Avonte Maddox comes back, that's something that I'm all for, baby. And I'm sure Jonathan Gannon will be doing and see what works there. So I'm all about it. And CJ was doing that anyway, playing a little bit of nickel in certain, situations against certain matchups. So it's great that he is possibly coming back. So we will keep our eyes on him throughout the week at practice and hope that he is ready to go this Sunday. But now he is eligible. He's going to be practicing this week. We'll see how it sounds, how it looks. And let's go, baby. Let's hope to get those guys back. Now, let's talk about the New York Giants injuries and a couple of familiar names from the last time we played them, but they actually have a couple guys healthy now. So let's take a look at the list here from today's practice injury report. You got John Feliciano, their starting center, did not practice. And then Dexter Lawrence didn't practice, but that is non-injury related. He's just getting some rest there. Azeez Ojulari, he is out with an ankle injury. And then Leonard Williams dealing with that neck injury that he missed last time we played him. So, well, look, those are some big names right there for them that did not practice, but today is Wednesday, so we'll keep our eyes on this, keep you updated every day throughout the week, and then on Friday when we get that game status report, who's questionable, who's out, who's doubtful, all that great stuff, that will be added into those updated depth charts, so we'll take a look at that. But you see here, limited was Adoree Jackson. He missed the game the last time we played him, but this is great news for them. Hopeful that he will be able to play again this week and have him back for this game against the Eagles. So there you see at the bottom, Xavier McKinney, unfortunately during the bye week, I think it was an ATV accident, messed his fingers up there. So glad to see him back. This kid is a stud. So that sucks that he is a New York Giant, but very versatile piece in the Giants defense. So we're going to see this kid this week. And we talked about Landon Collins, go check out Behind Enemy Lines. But we talked about them adding Landon Collins, but he's actually playing linebacker for the Giants, that third linebacker for them. And look, this is a different team since the last time we played them, and the same goes for the Philadelphia Eagles. So just because we beat the living hell out of them last time doesn't mean, the same thing's going to happen, but you have to look at that and realize we are the better team. I mean, look at the record, look at the stats, whatever the hell you want to do. Go look at Behind Enemy Lines. You'll see that too. The Philadelphia Eagles are a much better team. We need to go out here. We've taken whatever it was, taking teams for granted, doing whatever you're doing. You got to come out here and punch these dudes in the mouth and remind people who you are, get some momentum, get that bye week, go into that bye with some momentum, get some guys healthy, and then we'll come back and whoop some ass in the playoffs on the road to victory. That's what I'm all about here, ladies and gentlemen. So some good news for the Philadelphia Eagles. Love to see it. Wavy D in the house. Let's go. What's going on, my man? Yo, I'm very hopeful we can do that. Hope you had a happy new year, my man. Good to see you. But yeah, dude, look, this is crazy. Everybody's like freaking out in the media. You see it. And rightfully so to an extent, I guess, because of the fact that, look, this team, we had the NFL by the balls, right? We had that number 1 seed locked up a couple of weeks ago, right? Oh, here we go. Hurts gets hurt. And then it's like, okay, maybe almost pulled off against the Cowboys. So we're like, okay, we could definitely beat the Saints if we almost beat the Cowboys, right? And then we just put on a complete shit show at home. And it's like, all right, what is this? And I'll be real with you. When Hurts comes back, it's going to be a completely different team. They all rally around him. And I think we're going to go out here, get that first seed locked up. But it is nerve-wracking to an extent. I believe in this team, but it's like, damn, man, it would be the biggest bummer. But it's not. I'm not even going to speak it into existence because it's not going to happen. Philadelphia Eagles are going to go out here, do what they got to do. And, maybe we get to rest some of these starters like we did last time we played them. So a good first 3 quarters. Let's hope for that. Nina in the house. Let's go. Hope you're having yourself a great day. We got some great news here for the Philadelphia Eagles. Hopefully getting Quinn back. I know he didn't do much. We talked about that in the earlier video, but we need some kind of legs in there. We need to keep people fresh in this rotation. So I think that Robert Quinn, maybe that knee was bothering him when we traded for him. That sucks. It didn't see it in the physical, whatever, but he was on IR. Maybe he's healthy now. He can help you out where Josh Sweat is out right now. So some good news, right, Nina? So happy to see you. Hope you're doing well. I think I've talked to you, but I hope you had a happy new year. Merry Christmas. That goes to everybody out there who's tuning in. Really appreciate you guys taking the time today. As I said, this came out a little bit earlier, but I've been painting, getting all slopped up here. Try to get it out to you, but truly appreciate each and every one of you tuning in. My man Hulk in here. Let's go. Hurts being out made me realize some deficiencies. Yo, look, I think this coaching staff, they know what to do, and people knock them for not knowing what to do with Jalen Hurts. They're not going to know how to do this. Well, they've been pretty great with him. And I thought they did a pretty good job against the Cowboys, but there were times that Gardner Minshew just sucked. And I thought that there were times in this past game that they adjusted. And there were times trust me, I was like, you son of a bitch, Steichen. And I was getting pissed. But I think Minshew at the end of the day is really what pissed me off. And I think that, if you get this run game going, that is something you guys know. If Drew were in here, I'd be asking for it. Run the damn ball. I really just feel that is always a necessary thing. And, with Miles Sanders killing it this year, you got to do that, man. He was over 5 yards per carry this past game. And once again, you're not running the ball. And I feel that's why you're losing games. And so I agree with you to an extent. But I think once Jalen Hurts comes back, once he adds that dynamic, having that shotgun RPO, that scheme we run, and it really just keeps the defense on their damn feet, man, because you have Jalen Hurts there and, Miles Sanders. So it's like, think about what's going through their head. It's like, okay, is he handing the ball off? Is he running it himself? Is it going to be a quick slant? Is he dropping it deep? What is going to happen here? There's so many things that could go on. And I love the RPO. I love what this team's been able to do. This is what we warned of before the season started, that people were sleeping on this team. And man, I think people forget too quick, man. It's recency bias. And I think, this team sucks, one and done. It's like, hey, look, even when Hurts was here, we were missing CJ Gardner-Johnson, Avonte Maddox, so Jordan Davis was out. All these things were happening. We're getting guys back. And I feel that we're going to get back to that level of play. And other teams are banged up too. So there's no excuses here. We got to go out here and whoop some ass. I'm really thinking it's the Giants too. They think like, oh, we're going to go out here. We're not resting starters. We're going to ruin the season for the Eagles. Like, what? You want to help the Cowboys or something? Like, dude, do whatever you got to do. We're going to focus on what we got to do. And that's go out here and beat some giant ass and take that number 1 seed in the NFC, take the NFC East crown and show people, oh yeah, we're the number 1 team in the NFL and we're going to go prove it by the end of the year. I can assure you of that, but I appreciate you guys tuning in. That's all I've got for you today. I appreciate that, man. Hope you and the family enjoyed the holidays. And look, man, everybody's doing well. Like I said, I had to build so many things the past week, 10 days, whatever. And we're now building my girlfriend bought a different part. She bought the whole building now of her shop. And now it's like, dude, redoing the whole upstairs. It's been crazy. I've been trying to get this whole room. I've got a new desk and a chair. It's like, Jesus, Lord help me. But everybody's doing well, man. I was a little under weather, but I don't ever let that stop me. Try not to complain about it, but I appreciate you asking, man. Hope you and your family are doing well. I know that we're all a little, it would have been greater holidays, right? We're like, oh, it's going to be a great Christmas present to beat the, Cowboys. And I'm like, all right, we're going to bring in the new year. Right. We're just going to beat the Saints. So honestly, and I know people are like, oh, you can't let that kind of stuff affect you. And it's like, well, you know what? You can shove it up your ass because it does. And it's not like I'm like, oh man, I can't do anything and I hate my life. I'm just saying it pisses me off, man. And I would much rather be excited and, feeling that feeling of all year. And look, I'm not trying to be one of those fans where it's like, I'm so upset. Me, I'm very optimistic about this team. But it does suck. I get it. I totally get the skepticism, the, pessimism, people just upset about this team. And I get it, man. I do. But once Jalen Hurts comes back, I think this offense gets back on track. This defense, I know people have been confused all year about what they're running here. Bend don't break, but they've really been kicking ass all year and keeping this offense in games where even with Hurts playing, we had no business being there. We pull it off quick. And I love it, man. Good teams find ways to win bad games. And we've done that. Continue doing that and get Jalen Hurts back this week. And let's get back to where we were. But I truly appreciate each and every one of you taking the time today. If you have any thoughts, any questions about today's practice or anything else going on, please feel free to comment down below. You can always reach out to me on any of these platforms listed right down here. But you can always reach out. You need anything else. I always say that there's always something going on for me in my life. So I always say that because, look, I just want you guys to know if you ever feel alone, don't be. I've been in those positions myself. Don't ever want to preach to you guys, but I just want to let you know I am here for you guys. But truly appreciate you guys being here for me, tuning in, taking the time to hit that like button, subscribing, all that stuff you're doing, sharing this, retweeting. You guys are awesome. I seriously can't do this without you. So thank you very much. But that's all I've got for you. And I will be back tomorrow. We'll have an updated injury report to start the day around 4:30, 5 o'clock. And then it will be the top matchups to watch out for in this Eagles-Giants matchup to end the regular season. So I hope to see you tomorrow. If anything crazy happens, I will return. But until next time, I am Jimmy Smith, and this is On the Road to Victory. You stay safe out there, and as always, go Birds!